The big news yesterday, the young, strapping quarterback of the LA Chargers inks a massive contract. Look at this, 5 years, $262.5 million. It looks like he got $133 million guaranteed. Justin Herbert, the big 6'5", rangy quarterback, career playoff win total of 0. But the Chargers had to do it. And this is an exciting moment for San Diego, LA Chargers fans. LA Chargers fans are so stoked right now. We got Justin Herbert. We got him locked up. He's not going anywhere. We got our next franchise quarterback. By the way, we had a spirited discussion this morning in the staff meeting. Is Herbert already the best quarterback in franchise history? I'm the lone guy saying, oh, trust me, he's going to be better than Fouts. I think he's going to be better than Rivers. They put up big numbers, but Justin Herbert, everything we've seen in 3 years is very exciting. So, Jay, what's the problem here? Well, guys, I have this situation where I think I have kind of weak teeth or I have a sweet tooth, but I brush a lot. I floss as good as I can. And every time I go to the dentist, they find cavities. And it's disappointing. I got to come home, face my kids and be like, guys, another cavity. And they're like, pay up, Dad, and they're kind of embarrassed for me. But I blame it on external forces. I just can't resist the sweets. I kind of have a sweet tooth. And maybe I have weak teeth. I can't really handle ice cream that well. I'm doing everything right, and it's just still not working. And I feel like that sums up the Justin Herbert Chargers experience right now. Man, since they drafted him in 2020, they've done everything right. You know that playbook that says, draft a quarterback high, build the offensive line, check? They drafted 2 offensive linemen in the first round right after Justin Herbert the next 2 years. Okay? Then they're like, hey, you got to add defenders, add skill position players. They've done all of this. J.C. Jackson comes in. He was unbelievable with the Patriots. They signed J.C. Jackson. They trade for Khalil Mack. They've done everything right, and they're still the Chargers. Unable to get the victories, unable to stay healthy. They seem like a cursed team. We're talking about a Chargers team that went to the playoffs last year, grabbed a 27-7 lead, and promptly blew it and lost to the Jags. So what do they do in the offseason? Well, they dump their OC, and they get a new defensive coordinator as well. Like, the Chargers can't get anything right. They got Herbert right, but is this going to fix their problems? I do have a couple buddies who are hardcore Chargers fans. I mean, they follow them up from San Diego up here to L.A. They go to the games. They're feeling excited. You look at that roster, and the case is there. They have one of the best rosters in the NFL. Colin has mentioned this many times. Position group by position group, they're loaded. So, folks, why have the Chargers the last 2 years been dead last in yards per carry defensively? They've tried to do everything to fix the middle, rotating dudes in. Never can stop. They can't stop a nosebleed. The run game they can't do it. And when you can't stop anybody and you put all the pressure on Justin Herbert, well, Jay, we're paying Justin Herbert. Why isn't he delivering? And this gets to the root of the problem. The offensive coordinator they had, Mr. Lombardi, last year, came from New Orleans, where he was with Drew Brees. And Lombardi had an aging quarterback in Brees. His arm was kind of shot. So they structured everything where, hey, we're going to do short passes, everything within 5-10 yards of the line of scrimmage, nothing downfield, quick 2-step drops, and we're going to unload it. And it worked. And Drew Brees was phenomenal. It was in the playoffs every year. They were contenders in the NFC. But Lombardi tried to bring that to the Chargers, and it was a colossal failure. You've got a superstar quarterback who is the prototypical 2023 quarterback. Strapping 6'5" guy, cannon for an arm. Oh, yeah, he can run better than Fouts and better than Rivers, for sure. Like, there's nothing Justin Herbert cannot do. And the Chargers had him throwing the checkdowns. Justin Herbert led the NFL last year in passes to running backs. That should not happen. Now, part of that was because everybody was hurt, because that's always the case with the Chargers. Bosa missed at least 7 games. You had injuries to the offensive line. Their star offensive lineman missed 7 games. You had Keenan Allen going down. Nobody can stay healthy. Every year it's something. The Chargers are doing everything right, and nothing works out. The biggest piece of optimism for the Chargers heading into the season is Kellen Moore. And the only reason that's dampened, and Moore, of course, was a great offensive coordinator with Dallas. The Cowboys will miss him greatly. But the only reason I'm not excited is because Brandon Staley, the head coach, is on the hot seat, okay? This would be, if Staley gets fired, they miss the playoffs, this would be Justin Herbert's 3rd coach in the NFL. Already. The Chargers continue to do everything right, and they can't get out of their own way. So they ask Fields to come on the show, and Fields says no, which kind of surprised me. Now, I do want to rewind real quick to what Colin Cowherd had said last week when he was blasting Justin Fields. Here's Cowherd last week on Justin Fields.
I don't think he's one of the top 5 running quarterbacks. He'd get banged up, can't win games. It's not the end of the world. By the way, who would I put in that list? Russell Wilson? You know, Super Bowl winner? I'm sorry. The list of 5 best running quarterbacks, if you're a great running quarterback, you win games. I've always been 60-40 on Justin Fields is going to succeed. I'm coming back 5%, J-Mac. I'm 55-45. He's going to succeed. I'm pulling back 5%. Lack a little self-awareness. Right now, Justin Fields is a bust. He's 5-20. 10-game losing streak. Passer rating in the 70s.
That's harsh. You guys remember that. I had to come on staunchly defend Justin Fields. I know Colin loves a good quarterback record. Sneakily, don't tell him. But my goal this fall is to get him not to think about quarterback records. By the way, Justin Herbert's quarterback record, 25-24. He's a 500 quarterback. Yeah, we love him, and he got all the money. I digress. Back to Fields. Yes, 5-20 record. Yes, they were 3-14 last year. Total disaster. But I'm a glass half full kind of guy. Sometimes you need to look at it with a positive lens. Do I need to tell you the Bears were 1-7 in close games last year? We know historically that tends to flip. Maybe the defense actually shows up. By the way, they gutted the defense last year, right? Traded Roquan Smith, dumped Robert Quinn. Those are 2 of your best defenders. Dump them, and then they couldn't stop anybody the second half of the season. Okay? The Bears' defense was bad last year, but it was a transition year. And that's why Colin bagging on Fields felt a little harsh to me. I'm like, can we give this guy a chance? Now, I was here on the set one day when a former position coach in the NFL came by. I happen to know this guy from many, many years ago, and he was in the room with Justin Fields when he was a rookie. And he told Colin and I straight up, like, man, Justin Fields would walk in like 1 minute before the meeting started, and he would kind of slouch in his seat, and he didn't want to be there, and he was pouting and moody. It wasn't a good vibe for a young quarterback. And this coach told me he challenged Fields straight up, like, bro, this doesn't work. You want to be a quarterback in this league? This isn't going to work. Justin Fields sounds very mature. I know we're bagging on him. Well, not me. Other people, Colin, for that interview he gave to the podcast where he said he was one of the 5 best running quarterbacks. I get that. I totally understand that. It's a podcast. Come on, the vibes are different. In front of the media, Justin Fields sounds very mature there. Now, I do wonder secretly if he thought, geez, if they're looking for a great and a middle and a bad quarterback, am I the middle or am I the bad? Because this is kind of a make or break year for Fields, right? Eberflus, the new coach, they gutted everything last year. Now they're running it back with the same offensive coordinator, the same quarterback, head coach. We're going to find out if Justin Fields is the guy. And, oh, by the way, really strong college football quarterback class coming into the draft. Could be 3-4 first-round picks, maybe 5, depending on how some of these guys pan out. And the Bears could say, listen, Fields can't win games, can't deliver. We want to pivot to another guy. That could very well happen. I'm going to say no. And I do believe the Chicago Bears will be in the mix for a wild card spot this season. This team, the arrow is pointing up. I'm just going to point out a couple numbers. The gamblers who enjoy watching the show, Jordan Love against Justin Fields in the opener. Justin Fields favored in that game, by the way. Also, Justin Fields favored in week 2 as well against lowly Tampa Bay. There's a chance Bears start 2-0. And we start talking about Chicago Bears, potentially a playoff team. I'll say this. The schedule is a lot easier. Last year, one of my buddies found this incredible stat. So last year, 12 of the Bears' opponents exceeded their Vegas win total. 12! Now they play a last-place schedule. One of the best in the league. And Justin Fields is going to love this. As a running quarterback outdoors, 3 dome teams come to Chicago in December. You know when it's really cold and Chicago has an edge? I'm a believer in Eberflus. I like what he did in Indy. I didn't love the offseason defensively, but they have, like the Chargers, done everything in their power to help their young quarterback. Let's go grab DJ Moore via trade. Let's stockpile draft picks. Let's go fortify the offensive line. They got Chase Claypool at the deadline. That didn't pan out yet, but we'll see how it works this year. I do believe this is a Chicago team. Won 3 games last year, yet their Vegas win total's up to 7.5 this year. Think the guys in the desert know something that this could be maybe 7-10, 8-9 team? I don't think 9-8 is that much of a reach.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from The Herd or go watch a few segments from other shows on FS1.